up, folks? Welcome back in once again to this group stage in the Super Mario 64 70-star tournament. I'm hanging out here with Pity. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm pretty good. Did some painting today, ate some pizza, broke at ATM. It's been a full day, and I'm ready to watch some Mario.
Sounds eventful for sure. Ready for this action coming up. Poke coming off of that match with Lunar Jump, and Sax in here as well, kind of taking a nap here in Lethal Lava Lands as we're getting ready to get started.
Yep, and it's great to be here with you. Simply, I mean Thero,
That's fair.
and I am joined in the call as well by Poke. Poke, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
It was good. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but I'm kind of nervous.
You got to be feeling good, after the last match. Couple of struggles there. What have you done to prepare for this match today?
Just practice, honestly. It's just I don't know. There wasn't much I could do to prepare. You know.
Before Lunar Jump in his craziness, of course. I'm excited to see what you are bringing to the table. An excellent group. I would be super nervous if I was teamed up with some of these guys. Is there anybody that you're extra nervous about in this tournament?
I don't know. I'm still nervous. Like, I can't believe I got super close to like beating Lunar, and still I'm sort of nervous about him. You know, if I get past this match, I'm nervous about rematch. You know.
Right now, Lunar has secured that spot for Group B. This is kind of a ride or die at this point between you and Sax, each coming away with the win and a loss. If you want to check that out, exclamation point bracket, you can click on 70-star tournament to see what the current standings are. I'm super excited to get this started. Pitt, you have anything for Poke before we get started?
No, it sounds like he's pretty much ready to go. Yeah, I mean, good luck. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks.
Absolutely. As we get started, don't forget our sponsor, Vi.gg, sponsoring 3 major events here on twitch.tv/speedrun. I believe they're doing the Super Metroid tournament, this tournament that you're watching right now, and the Super Mario Odyssey 80% tournament. Check them out. You can bet on your favorite runners, exclamation point bet. You do have to be of legal age and of legal residence to be able to participate, but lots of bets coming in, surprisingly. It's been pretty interesting.
Yeah, with all the upsets happening lately, it's hard to call any match really. So pretty good betting time, honestly.
For sure. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. Every single match that I've commentated in this 70-star tournament has ended up the same. If they have that talk with Lakitu right here in the beginning, like that pep talk, for some reason they come and they win the match. Let's see what's going to happen.
Oh, is that a thing? I think I've seen.
It is a thing.
I think I've had a match in this tournament though where someone missed the Lakitu skip and then lost though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
I'm
this
just
could be
saying.
the changer for sure. We saw that with Proto Man earlier, having that talk with Lakitu saying, dude, you need to make sure we're getting the right angles, we're setting everything up correctly. I don't want to have this conversation again. And came from behind and won that match fairly easily. All right, looks like we're getting ready to get started in the action. I do want to remind all of the viewers out there right now, anything that you donate, anything that you cheer, the biddies, all of that good stuff goes directly into the prize pool for these guys. So make sure to show them some love. And if you're not subscribed, to get those awesome time clocks going up in the chat, the Mario dab, show me what you got.
Yeah, I love me a good clock.
A good clock. And this is probably the best. This is not like the knockoff version. This one's on fire.
Yeah, this is the true clock. I'm clocking in.
You're clocking in for this match. I'm going to take a second to get synced up here and get ready to go.
Here we have double English version from what I can see here. So both players opting to play the faster language will not be losing time to playing the wrong thing. It was actually interesting. Drogi lost a race that he could have won if he were on English.
Yes, so we've seen multiple wreath times throughout this tournament, at least 2 or 3, where it's come down to the wire so close. And like you said, Drogi, I'm pretty sure when we went back and looked at it, it was that extra text coming from the Japanese version that put him behind, kind of getting that L at the end of the match.
All right, and about to do Lakitu skip. We'll see if someone fails it and what the result will be. But we do have Poke on emulator and Saxel on N64, so a couple slight version differences. It's not really that big, but Saxel really a hard time lining up there. Oh no, he tried to save it, did a double jump, but he coasted to the right a little bit too early.
Having that talk with Lakitu, that's all this is. It's hype. It's getting into Lakitu's head to make sure that he's doing this great camera work. Let's see what happens going into bomb clip here.
Yeah, Poke has a decent lead now from not failing that Lakitu skip, but he had that lead going into the race against Lunar Jump, and Lunar Jump ended up catching up. So we'll see what Saxel's got. Maybe he can pull out the same kind of sauce that we could expect.
Well,
medium bomb for Saxel. Gonna be losing a little bit of time.
PBs are very close between these two gentlemen here. Sax running with a 50-49, and Poke running with the 51-53. It's really anybody's match, anybody's race at this point, and we've seen time and time again, heading upstairs. That's really where the rubber meets the road, to be honest.
Yeah, upstairs, and especially Tippy. TikTok Clock, Rainbow Ride, Bowser in the Sky. Usually a lot of sauce spills from either player, but both players doing slide first, which is definitely good. It is faster by about a second than doing Wom's Fortress first, so it's just a free time save in a race. And we see some people not do it, but luckily neither player going to be losing time here to that.
A little bit of a wall rub there from Poke, ending up with a 13.1. Sax finishing slightly ahead with a 12.8. He needs every millisecond at this point starting off. You have to start off well. If not, then, the nerves start kicking in. You're like, oh my gosh, where's my opponent? What am I going to do? And you may try risky strats, which could prove to be not very beneficial later on down the road.
All right, Poke, going to be starting on 100 coin. He is doing the, I like to call it tree side flip cycle, but it's the fastest cycle, or it's the second fastest cycle. You get 5 less coins, but you're going for the same actual moving platform cycle here. Saxel doing texture setup here, and it's good. And Poke, he has missed his 2 allotted spare coins now. So between here and the end, he's going to have to get every coin, or else he'll need a backup box.
Rolling through right now, Poke just chugging along on this 100 coin. It's interesting to see the star order, to be honest, because it's going to be different than what you see in runs.
I really like 100 coin first. I've just always been a fan of it. Poke, though, kind of looking sluggish here in 100 coin, and he has to go back for that coin too. Basically, right after the moving platform, his 100 coin definitely took a speed hit. So Saxel has a good opportunity to save time here. Looks like he's also doing the tree side flip. So, maybe we'll be about the same speed by the time he gets to the platform, depending on how many coins he has. He's already missed 1.
Looking tricky. We have seen runners throughout the race kind of rush and hit that star by accident.
Oh yeah, the wild
hurts.
It actually,
oh my gosh.
It wastes less time than you might think. It's about 7 to 8 seconds time loss, but yeah, it's rough. Oh, okay, Saxel, not the best RNG on the blue coin, but he can kill this Piranha Plant for another one, but that'll hurt him. A couple seconds down the drain there.
And that's why, as well, I think doing that 100 coin, getting started, going ahead and getting it out of the way.
He slides up, and a bonk, level 2 bonk from Saxel.
This is why, and getting
pounded by the thwomp.
Like a pancake, for sure.
I noticed the problem. He was really far away. Okay, and another bomb. Wow. And a rub. Saxel was really far away off of the island after his jump, so he tried to hold back a lot, and then when he was on the thwomp, he was holding a bad direction, he just slid off.
And that's what it's about. When you're going through and practicing things, your muscle memory kicks in. It's all about that recovery, coming off of some things that may not be 100% expected. the ones who can recover the best are the ones that keep that momentum going and have less of a time save.
I'd say that, especially in WOMPs, players might be more susceptible to mistakes because in runs, generally you'll see a normal SM64 player just reset until they get a good WOMPs instead of continuing bad WOMPs. So sometimes, you know, there's a real snowball effect on the unholy trinity of WOMPs, as I call them, the Canalus, Owlus, and One Heart Coin.
For sure.
Poke off to a good start. Interestingly enough, though, he does the Womp lad before doing Wild Blue. He doesn't really get any of the lag associated with having the tower, though. It's just an interesting star order.
It is different. Something that you may see more from running on emulator, not having to eat that lag that Sax is going to have to go up against here once that tower is spawned. It's kind of strange, the mechanics of Super Mario 64. Some of the smallest things generate a ton of lag.
Yeah, and you see Poke here and Lakitu see down the whole star, but you won't be seeing that from Saxdal. He's going to be doing Lakitu see up. It'll just keep less stuff on the camera. So that's an interesting difference between a lot of emulator players and N64 players. N64 players will have certain camera angles just to make sure they eat less lag or different star orders. So like right here, Lakitu see up so that less stuff is on screen. It looks a little bit different.
That makes sense. Getting in that lag reduction, kind of adding into it. We've seen some of the keyboard warrior, the keyboard players that have been in this tournament, and the different angles that they have. They probably have the most interesting angles of all, trying to manipulate the camera because they don't have a joystick. So, ooh, Stack's taking a bump there. So it's really interesting how, whether you're emulator, N64, how the camera angles vary, not just because of you know, lag reduction or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to do what they can with the, you know, just like 4 directions.
Alrighty, going in at the second bite of this apple for Sax.
Poke getting the twins, but very safe twins. Perhaps, you know, a C-section instead of a natural birth of the twins.
Very hard star, not in execution. You know, the Mario flying mechanics are a little bit wonky, but being able to do that star fast and efficiently is what's most important.
Yeah, definitely missing coins is the worst. If you do it safe and you grab all the coins, that's better than doing it fast and missing 2. But Saxdal, massive time save on that flying. Honestly, it was a lot. And you'll see this ending here too. Yeah, that was so much faster. Poke like lost all of his speed and had to build it up again going to the switch.
Trying to gain that advantage over Poke at this point. Poke in Dark World, grabbing that second red and heading up. Let's see what cycle he's going for here.
Well, he's on Shig cycle pace. I think he can still make it even with that small mistake. If he's really fast. Won't have any time to run around here. Won't be messing around. Yep, he made it. Shig cycle, easy money. There's usually a lot of leniency. And we've seen people die here, but it looks like Poke's made it through.
That last coin hurts. It's such a huge time loss. And again, getting back into your head, dying, falling by accident, not rubbing against that side hurts really bad.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen that happen. I personally feel like it's not as common a mistake. The moving platforms. Once you're past those and you're like on the ledge, like right here, once you land here for Saxdal, you're pretty much good, usually. But, okay. he tried to, you know, throw me off there. He had not the best angle, so Saxdal purposefully dusted so that he could, like, hold more to the left and drift that way. It was super smart, actually, by Saxdal, or else he would have died.
Catching up here with the more deliberate movement, Poke really needs to keep an eye out. Now, I don't know if these guys are watching the other on stream. I know that if I was running it, it would almost be like a psychological thing not to do it, because I'd want to be just in the zone, focused on my personal run. But I do know that some of the runners like to see where their opponent is, and that kind of determines what strats they're going to go for.
Yeah, I feel like I would rather just not look at it and then stick to my guns like everywhere. Don't just change my strats to just the regular and see how it goes. But some people are different. Like if you know that you could know, then you just have to tune in and just see where they're at. But it puts a lot of pressure on you knowing where people are in a race.
It really does. And this game is 50% your hands, 50% your brain getting in your
Honestly,
head.
I feel like it's 90-10. I feel like it's 90% mental.
I can't disagree with that. We've seen it time and time again with even consistent players where a strat that's very easy that they've worked on doesn't go well like
bonk,
that.
and he's fallen off. That is like a level 9,000 bonk.
Perfect example. Gonna have to back it up here.
He's going over here to the island hop movement to get over there, and he'll just triple jump across. But this is massive time loss. Saksdal probably going to be down about a minute over Poke here. He can't get the wall kick. This angle can be kind of tough sometimes. Okay, triple jump. He can make it. But that is rough.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Being able to recover from something that, you know, even your basic runners learn, like sky jump. That bonk was huge.
He also would have won a lot faster if he just did the sky jump again instead of trying to do the island hop movement.
Mama Penguin happy to be reunited with her baby, even though when we come back in for the new Star Select, the baby's just right back up top. I don't know what's going through this penguin's mind.
I don't know. He just likes going on adventures, you know, eventually walks into the hidden warp pad, walks up to that slope, and then just, you know, maybe trying to get a vantage point looking for his mom.
Lots of speculation happening about this baby penguin. I didn't even think about the warp point. I'm like, how did he get up there? He sure didn't fly.
Yeah, it was the warp point for sure. But Poke, definitely confirmed for CCM 18 here. I don't know what Saksdal's up to yet. We'll see soon enough.
Channeling his inner Michael Jackson, getting that moonwalk back into the door. Super slick. Wall kicks. Let's see if they're going to work for Saks now.
Oh, they do not. Yeah, that is about 15 seconds in the hole for Saksdal. Really rough start for him. Poke has a very sizable lead at this point, and definitely in the driver's seat. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him dial it back a little bit, looking to not lose massive amounts of time anywhere. But especially once you're past wall kicks will work, you're really cruising in 70 star. Besides, you know, potential pillarless and like lava boost deaths and like lethal lava land, you're cruising for like a good while.
For sure. Looks like Poke decided to get that safety red just in case. Is going to play it safe here because this penguin can go hard on this slide.
And it looks like Saksdal is planning to do CCM 17. He misses the first red on the tree, but he knows that if you miss that red, you can just grab one more here at the bottom. You usually see this in CCM 100 point with Penguin. And it was definitely the right decision.
Now it looks like this is where we're going to see these routes kind of separate here.
Yeah. I'm not completely sure what Saksdal's plan is. He might be doing double pillarless, but if I had to guess, maybe not.
Double pillarless has been going hard on these runners throughout this tournament. Pillarless, not the easiest to get consistently, but if you're consistent at it and you're confident in your pillarless, CCM 17 is definitely the way to go.
You can do CCM 17 without doing a double pillarless. You just won't be doing HMC late.
Right.
And that's actually, if you do CCM 17 with Tiny Huge Island Reds and HMC early, that's faster than the route that Poke's doing.
And we have seen so many deaths in THI Reds just because you don't see it very often. You can do that as an option. It all depends on personal preference. What's better for you as a runner?
It can be kind of tough, though. Tiny Huge Island Reds, unless you have a lot of experience, it's usually not going to be worth it. Because you have to get a fairly solid time for it to be a fast alternative.
Head back through
his way. BBH, 1 star down.
Not too bad. Ooh, getting that slide there, sliding on his belly. He wanted to give a belly rub before he went into Big Boo's haunt.
That must actually really hurt. You're sliding on the ground like belly first.
I mean, honestly, think about the slide, the Princess Peach secret slide. I mean, seriously, you're sliding down backwards, rubbing your belly. I mean, that can't feel
Those
good.
must be some really protective overalls.
Sax heading up, had an issue with that side flip wall kick to get up there. Taken out, boo. I don't know. As a kid, this level terrified me. This course, I don't know, especially with reds. That hurt.
I don't know. I don't think I was that scared by this stage, mostly because like in comparison to like other games, it's not really that scary. It's a super bright game, even
Right.
in BBH.
So what about the jump scare from the piano?
Yeah, that's definitely like that definitely freaks you out the first time. There's no doubt. Almost anyone, it would freak them out if they didn't know about it.
Because you don't even expect it. You don't
No.
see that here in 70 Star, not going for those reds, of course, not in the route. Ground pounding, missing that star, but it's right below where Sax is now. Poke, grabbing Mips, like he owes him some money, squeezing that star out of him. Gonna head into shifting Sandland at this point.
Yep. Let's see how Pillarless goes for him. It can be pretty rough. I don't know if Sax was planning to do double Pillarless, but definitely if you can do Tomaples, you should be doing CCM 17 a double Pillarless. All right, Poke, cheeky little early jump there on the Pillarless. That is a juicy time save, and he's in there. Okay, maybe you know, a little slow on the pyramid itself, but very solid, and it's out of the way now. So any potential time save that Saxo could have had in SSL is probably gone now over Poke.
Poke heading up probably to go get the Talon Star now. Klepto being kind of a jerk to runners throughout the day today.
All right, let's see Saxo. Pillarless attempts, big bomb, very nice. All right, looks like more of a standard Pillarless. Actually, this strat being a little slower than what Poke did actually on the pyramid, and he's really struggling to line it up. Okay, very good backup. That was insane.
That was rough going up, but was able to recover, and that's the name of the game here for sure.
It's actually possible that from Saxo we see Toxic Maze in Hazy Maze Cave as well.
Ah, yeah.
If he does CCM 17 and then Toxic Maze in HMC, that only loses like a second over CCM 18.
Not having good luck having to do this as a backup, getting that top of the pyramid star. Nope, he's going to go.
Oh, wait, so he was doing double Pillarless.
He was going for double pillows. Happened to fail. Oh,
okay, he almost died.
Oh,
That backup is very good to know if you do Pillarless, because you really mitigate a lot of time loss when you do that. When you just kick the star out of the bird's hands. Don't call PETA. The bird's kind of a jerk.
He is a jerk. You know, especially in 120, you're going through.
Okay, Saxel, this is not going to work, and he knows it. But what is he going to do? Okay, has to go around the quicksand pits. Just going to get shining atop the pyramid, and he'll have to re-enter for another Pillarless. And if he busts his bomb, he'll either have to run around in a circle or grab the shell.
He has no more backups at all.
That's what's rough about double Pillarless. There's nowhere to hide. Okay, looks like a medium bomb for Saxel. Throws it away, and Typhoon, you know, there just to shake things up a bit.
Adding fuel to that fire. We talked about that mental state. He's gonna have to try again.
Yep, Saxel, what have you got? Looks like he's gonna go for it. No, okay. Interesting throw. Saxo
once again
throwing the race as hard as he's throwing that bomb in his face. Interesting camera work from Saxel. Yeah, it could be in his head at this point. Things are really just escalating here. Okay, nice big bomb from Saxel. Finally, we have an attempt here at Pillarless. He's up there, but can he get in the pyramid?
No,
okay, really struggling yet again. Finally in there. Double Pillarless, definitely not working out for Saxel. I think double Pillarful might have even been faster than that.
I think so too. I don't know what it is. We've seen folks struggle with pillarless in this.
It's
version.
hard. It's hard.
It is. We even saw a backup of the shell earlier, so it definitely goes hard on you for sure. The nerves are working. You don't get that right bomb, you're done.
But now we see that star lead. The routes have synced up now between these two players, and we have 4 stars in favor of Poke. Staxel, some work to do.
Poke looking very deliberate in his movement, heading into the volcano.
Yep, he's already done the lava boost, so it's just elevator tour. Pretty simple. Interesting Mario Cam see down camera before the triple jump dive. I hardly ever see that.
Poke definitely going with what he knows. Sax trying to make up some time here. I think the biggest opportunity that he's going to have to make up time is going to be Fire Sea for sure, unless Poke happens to make a large mistake.
All right, Saxel flying right into that star after doing the newer strat, I guess. I would say newer, at least, for being commonly used in regular speedruns.
You know, shout out to chat, too. We didn't even think about this. We talked about sliding on your belly earlier. I mean, Mario does get that booty burn every time he hits the lava, so maybe he has overalls of steel.
It's a fat burning exercise. Poke with a bonk. Staxel, very nice lava boost, but doesn't quite get the ending he desired. What he was going for was he wanted to run off the second pole and then jump kick over, but he jumped a little bit too early and grabbed the pole.
Now, we saw that a lot in Nonstop to kind of save that time. Is it that much riskier to grab the bottom of the pole? Because I know that you can fly off there.
It's not really that risky to do that strat. There is a strat where you long jump wall kick, which is what I believe we saw Poke do after the first pole, and that's actually a little bit riskier than the double pole run, in my opinion.
Poke, get caught up on that wall. Now the walls here will down warp you. It's not cool. What? Oh, barely missing. Almost got sucked down.
Poke having a lot of problems approaching that last chest. I feel like that last chest, kind of the hardest part of this star, honestly.
You know, trying to turn around quickly is difficult. I know a lot of beginners tend to use Mario Cam going through those chests.
Luckily, Poke, you know, not having to deal with the extra lag added from the whirlpool in the middle. And yeah, Mario Cam is definitely the strat there for navigating the chests.
Now, Poke not having to deal with the lag here as well. Normally, it's almost like swimming through butter if you use this angle on Nintendo 64. It's like trudging through, I don't know, molasses.
Molasses, yeah.
Something like that.
Saxel working on the little bullies here. Will be his last star in Lethal Lava Land, and then we'll be joining Poke in Dire Docks. But Poke almost done with DDD. Might actually be in Fire Sea before Saxel actually gets in the stage.
Poke headed into Fire Sea. Now, I think this is going to determine...
And now he's going to do Manta first.
Oh, you're right. This coming into Fire Sea is going to determine if Sax can kind of make it up there. You know, you've got so many variations. Catching that elevator cycle.
Ooh, first ring miss for Poke.
Early Ellies, things like that. These Manta Rays...
Fifth ring miss for Poke. He's trying to turn... Oh, he gives up. And this is kind of a rip. These rings are really tough. Okay, he's gotten 3 so far. Oh, misses the 4th. Yeah, he's getting Manta trolled, as we call it.
The hitboxes are not what's represented on screen.
No,
so
they're like flat instead of like the shape that you think that they are. Poke trying to regulate his speed a little bit just so that he doesn't outrun the rings. But that is massive time loss, and
wow.
Yeah. A big chunk out of Poke's lead disappearing with that. And you really don't want to screw up Manta on your way into Fire Sea, because mistakes usually add up in speedrunning. Hopefully,
for sure.
Poke can nail a nice lava boost, though. I don't know how often he rocks it, though.
Sax doing much better getting through those chests than Poke did. Trying to narrow that gap for sure as Poke's into Fire Sea now.
Yes, Saxel also definitely more experienced in 120 star, so you can expect him to be more proficient in the swimming segments, which are hardly present in 70 star. And missed triple jump input by Poke. Definitely no lava boost after that. He's
Right.
gonna still be able to make the early Ellie's, but he'll lose a lot of time over not getting the good ending, as we call it.
Making it up there for sure.
Doesn't want to burn himself. This can be kind of rough.
Now, that camera angle, again, on console, is almost a rip. You know, that same thing that we were talking about in Dire Dire Docks, going straight on like that. It's a lot easier to see, but something that you're not going to see unless you're
Big
on
jump.
emulator.
So, Poke, you know, he makes the early cycle, but there's a lot of room for improvement there that Saxel can try to throw in. He misses the first ring as well for the Manta. Wants to shoot a little lower on that fifth, I think.
Much
That's
much faster, though. Much faster.
Oh,
much
yeah.
faster.
Missing one ring really isn't a big deal for Manta. And Fire Seed throw for Poke, missing. That is the slowest throw miss that you can do. So that is a lot of time for Saxel to save, potentially. And we have Varsity Reds going for Sax. Let's see if he can nail that lava boost. He falls off, but you can do that quick double jump wall kick. Losing a little bit of his time leniency, though. No Goombas in his way.
Not Goomba bodied.
Oh! Saxel missing his instant side flip. That is rip. Lava boost. And early Ellie's is quickly disappearing right now. I think he can still make it, perhaps. It looks like they're still going up, so...
I don't know.
No, that's a no. That's a no. That's a no.
Gonna have to wait for this elevator.
Luckily, Saxel can do good ending, though, and I think that the amount of time that Poke lost in Fire Sea was, you know, about that much. Okay, Saxel, interesting movement there.
Getting
and
burned.
He gets burned. Yeah, probably not what he wanted. He won't die, but a part of him inside might die.
Exactly. Poke working on this Wet Dry World 100 coin. Having that RNG.
And a giant jump from Saxel to the star.
Coming up, nailing that Skeeter in the beginning.
Well, he needs to grab those coins. He needs those coins. Okay, he's fine.
Not electing to get that last little safety coin.
I don't really agree with how he killed the Skeeter.
It was up against the wall. I mean, I see a lot of runners go through.
What you can do is you can pop off the Skeeter and then wall kick off.
Yes.
But he just kind of dove. Alright, Poke, though, doing a little bit better here in the second half of Wet Dry World 100 coin. This box up here is pretty crucial. Alright, a little bit of difficulty on the cardboard boxes. I don't know what to call them.
The plywood, cardboard. I don't know. It is kind of a construction zone, so maybe plywood. I don't know.
It's something. They break really easily, though.
I was kind of nervous right there on that Chuckya. Those coins seem to fly and have a mind of their own. He did not have that backup coin.
Poke did a really safe throw for the Chuckya. He took the time to turn around and throw the Chuckya. If you go for an optimal grab, you just grab him and you press B right away. It's all about your approach, though. Saxel punching these boxes. Getting decent RNG. He still has his extra coin.
Now where is the Skeeter?
Yeah, all the way over here. And, ooh, cheeky kick from Saxel grabbing all 3 coins, but actually eating a decent amount of lag there from what I could see.
Poke heading up the elevator. Not going to trip him up at all. Staying extra safe. Just as Sax is working on this 100 coin, slowly chipping away at Poke's lead.
Okay, Saxel, he loses his 1 backup coin, which is fine. but this box can be kind of a problem child.
It can. Trying to get that jump kick at the end.
Okay, Sax has got them all. So he's
Oh.
good to go.
Nailing that triple jump wall kick that we've seen so much in this tournament, getting that top of the town star.
Yeah, that saves about a second. Saxel has to chase his coin. Sometimes the good Chuckya throw can, you know, come back to haunt you a little bit. I definitely always do it when I still have the safety coin, but it can get rough if you're already down that.
It's almost like it explodes. The Chokia explodes in money.
The Chokya.
The Chokia. That's
Yeah,
what we're going to call it now. It's the Chokia.
Saxel definitely, you know, throwing the Chokya in this race.
The Chokia. For sure. Hopefully no one else Chokyas.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I really wouldn't like to choke you.
No, I'd hope you wouldn't. Heading in, grabbing this elevator. Now, tell me a little bit about this angle. You know, I've run Super Mario 64 a little bit, but this angle's spinning.
Okay, Saxel messing up a little bit here. What's actually interesting that you might not know is the way that Saxel entered the cage there. He entered like on the left side. And what happens there is, as you do that, the camera changes a very small amount. And what you can do is then you can like long jump going straight into the camera as if Mario's like kind of going straight. And then you can just kind of carry the wall kicks all the way up.
Because if he would have continued, there's no way he could have gotten the angle he needed to get that star, correct?
You can still get it. It's just it's a little more obscure. Basically, it's all about the angle that you have when you actually start your wall kick is what's going to affect getting up there without waiting for the elevator. It's a little hard to explain, but it's fairly intuitive if you've spent enough time with the game.
Poke getting this star on the top of the mountain. I love that skip.
Yeah.
It's
well,
so precise.
It saves a couple tenths of a second, but I think that Poke actually might not have saved any time with that execution. Sure. I'm not quite sure. It's really not as much as you might think. But it was still swag. Definitely gets a point for swag in his star column.
So Poke is up 1 swag point at this point.
Yeah, Saxel lacking in the swag department right now.
I don't know if you've seen, I've only seen this from, I think, one runner this week. Bro Mario getting the double kill with the piranha plants here is kind of interesting. I don't really know if it's a time save or not, but it's extra swaggerific for sure.
I don't know. I don't know how that works out time-wise. I'm gonna have to say not faster, probably.
Right.
Because the piranhas, they only like kind of spawn at a certain rate.
Right. It's weird. You have to go check it out. He almost does the route backwards a little bit.
Yeah. What I've heard is that actually doing piranhas counterclockwise saves a frame optimally. That's just the myth at this point. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but Poke going for breezeless, gonna be failing. Wants to avoid the Chokia here. Doesn't want to choke it away. Yeah.
You know, tried to go for breezeless, which is incredibly difficult. We've only seen it a few times in this tournament, but I still think that backup is pretty swaggerific too. That instant 180-degree turn back to look at that Chokia, as we're calling it now, giving him the high five, saying, "Hey,
Poke save and quit! Poke save and quit!" Yeah,
from
he has to
Poke.
go all the way back up the Tall Mountain now. That is actually quite a time loss. He has to go through all these loading zones.
Poke following the script to narrow the race a little bit, for sure. Here's that double kill. He doesn't quite get it, but that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, this is the counterclockwise piranha. Okay, Saxel definitely losing time though over regular piranhas. Generally, a good rule of thumb for how fast you're going on piranhas is how big they are when you kill them. If they're full size when you kill them, you're doing something wrong.
For sure.
Poke playing it a little safe here on reds. Yeah,
I don't
super
blame
safe.
him. He knows now with that save and quit in the back of his mind, like, I don't think you could have saved and quit at a worse time rather than going into, like, Rainbow
Tippy
Rider.
and HMC, definitely worse. Dardox can be really bad as well. But yeah, Tall Mountain Reds is actually also pretty hard. You can just die really easily. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with Poke's star order. It seems... Okay, Saxo falling all the way down there.
Ow.
See, this is what I was just saying, though. I don't agree with Poke's star order. He's getting rid of the mountain stars last. But, like, look at Saxo. He transitions straight into red coins after the fall. And that's what I like. Okay, Saxo tried to do a slide jump up to that ledge there, but really struggled. Not going to be doing the side flip wall kick either. Can't get up to the ledge. It goes for the ledge rather slow get up though from Saxo. Things kind of just escalating out of control. Hope strolling through Tall Mountain though.
Wow, but it's the same thing as like TikTok clock. You know, you don't start at the bottom and then
you want to go top down ideally.
Right. Because there's some hard strats. That wall kick off of the log there is pretty scary, especially in a race setting.
I think that mostly, for me, it's just the angle that I get where I'm approaching the log. Getting the wall kick itself is... Okay, yeah, Saxel ground pounding.
And a bird!
And he's just going to grab the log. He's just going on the log now. It was a good decision because, like, you have to wait for the burn to end anyway, and he can just use that to run towards the log. Solid 3-star lead for Poke, though. It's going to be on him to die somewhere, probably in Tippy, if Saxo wants to take the lead.
For sure. And we've seen that happen time and time again. You know, TTC 100 goes hard on you. It's hard. There's invisible walls that, you know, jumping down towards the end. Small little mistakes that you can make.
All right, Poke, nailing the Snowman's head. Can be pretty tough. That wall kick is actually a little bit weird. And Snowman's head kind of follows a similar logic. You want to do that first in SL because you can just go across the pond as a backup if you fall down. Or yeah, Poke's homemade strat for Whirl from the Freezing Pond here.
If it works.
Yeah, it looks like it'll work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, barely. But he's good.
No reason to fix something that's not broken for sure. Just as Saxel grabs that mushroom star with the box, trying to catch up here.
Yeah, he still got one more star in Telltale Mountain though, and Poke's down 2 in SL. And after those two, you're safe in SL with this route. Deep Freeze, fairly easy, and then Chill the Bully is kind of a joke. It's kind of like joke with the bully.
It is, but it's super satisfying seeing that bully just kind of freak out and slide off. We saw some swaggerific stuff in our last match here with the booty ride. It was almost like a clip. It was amazing.
I'll have to check that out later, perhaps. Saxel starting Snowman's head could potentially lose a decent amount of time here. Fizzle jump kick up the ledge. Oh yeah, see that wall kick just really awkward. Saxel, the backup's way easier here for Snowman's head, and Saxel nailing the side flip wall kick, easy money.
Poke headed back down to HMC, gonna catch Mips one more time. Gotta show him who's boss here.
Mips is actually a little bit faster here on English. For the second time. It's the same speed as MIPS 1 and MIPS 2 on Japanese, but the first, basically what I'm saying is on English, the first MIPS is just slower than on Japanese, and the second one on English.
That makes sense. That's why we see those little swag grabs specifically on the first MIPS star. We don't see it as much on the second.
Punch grab on the second MIPS, I feel like not a lot of people have practiced it going towards HMC.
Right.
Some people do it in front of Lethal Lava Land, though. That'll also work.
Heading into HMC, getting a little breath of oily air before having to go see Tippy. Hanging out there. Oily, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the puddle is going into HMC. It's just oil.
We talked about this on another stream that we were on. Is Peach not like the oil guru? Like the oil goddess of the Mushroom Kingdom? That's what it is. She's secretly hoarding oil. I don't know. Maybe that's
for what, though? What does it power? All of the flame shooters?
Yeah, that's got to be what it is. You know, he who holds the oil holds the power for sure.
Was that like a Dune reference?
Yes.
That movie's so bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad.
Christmas miracle incoming. Looks
And
like the kiddies
it was
are going to be
definitely
happy.
a miracle. Definitely a precursor to the 25 Days of Christmas here on GSA. Maybe if you're in Europe, actually, that was the start of our 25 Days of Christmas. Stay tuned, everybody, for the rest of our Christmas special.
Yes. And speaking of Christmas miracles too, and Europe, check out Vi.gg. You can bet on all of these tournaments going forward, putting on an awesome show, the Super Metroid, Super Mario 64, and Super Mario Odyssey. Be sure to check out Vi.gg. Exclamation point bet will give you all the information you need, or you can hit the panel right below where you're listening to this amazing commentary.
Yeah, nothing says Christmas like betting.
Seriously.
Right?
I mean, if you win, think of the things you could buy. The kiddies could get that extra Power Wheels set or something. I don't know.
Or they could lose some Power Wheel sets. Maybe.
Lose? Yeah,
Perhaps.
that's the truth. Poke not getting hurt by these rolling rocks. We've seen that famous Ghost Rider video where he just gets pounded over and over. It kind of haunts everybody's dreams, I think.
All right, Saxdal, a little bit of problems with the box triple jump here, but second try will work out for him. Poke, yeah. It looked like he was committing to, or it looked like he was trying to do a frame perfect stage exit, but he just went a little bit before the start button registered.
He wanted to pose before he went up into Tippy. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was a victory pose there from Poke. Definitely flexing all over Saxdal right now. He's not worried at all.
Not at all. We know that both of these courses coming up go hard on the runners for sure. Where any
I think that
small
we
move is
saw
death.
Poke actually have a lot of troubles in Rainbow Ride in his race against Lunar. Back into bounce attempt. He is bouncing, going for the safe pull grab. I wouldn't be surprised if we see all safe to the end here from Poke.
I don't blame him at all.
Everything's safe here. Saving a few seconds over optimal cruiser movement. I would say that was probably like a 22. You can get like 25s with the regular cruiser movement, so still netting a few seconds in his back pocket.
Poke shaking off those nerves for sure. He talked about in his pre-race interview how he's nervous going into this. But now he's looking cool, calm, and collective as he's going on to get his red coins. Missing.
Okay, yeah. Hard time with the maze entry from Poke. Things just kind of escalating out of control here. He doesn't make it up the ledge. All right, finally, Poke has gotten the first coin. It's actually really interesting because I feel like in Rainbow Ride, reds are the safest thing.
They really are compared to, especially in 70 Star, you've got tricky triangles, you got Swinging in the Breeze, and the Cruiser Star to compete with. I definitely agree with reds kind of being your safe strat.
I don't know if I think that Swinging in the Breeze is fairly simple and straightforward. But yeah, it's just if you fall, it's usually a big time loss. But Poke,
right,
entering the stage for the third time. Saxdal not even up to the 50-star door yet.
Oh!
Okay, Poke, he's dead on Swinging the Breeze. Contrary to what I said.
Wow.
Maybe,
taking a dive.
Yeah, maybe the script taking place right now, perhaps. That's the only thing that could have happened. You know, he dies right after I mentioned Swinging the Breeze being fairly straightforward. And he dies again.
Wow.
This script is pretty crazy.
Narrowing that gap, giving Saxdal the opportunity here.
Look at the life count differential between Saxdal and Poke, actually.
Wow. I
don't
didn't
think that
even notice.
Poke didn't die a whole lot more. He just didn't get as many one-ups, I suppose. But finally, Swinging the Breeze is done for Poke. Actually, interestingly enough, he did Swinging the Breeze before Tricky Triangles. And usually you'll see people do Tricky Triangles before that.
And
it's another save and quit.
Wow. What is
50.
going on?
This actually might be Saxdal's opportunity here. This is insane. Okay, Saxel
That is-
really struggling here in the box for tricky triangles. All right, backup strat going to the right side here. And Poke, he still has to do tricky triangles. Still has to go back into Rainbow Ride.
He does, and it hurts. You talked about being 90% mental. 2 save and quits here in the same race, knowing he's going up against Saxdal, giving him that opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, the
Wow.
lead is down to 1, and it looks like Poke is going safe on the tricky triangles here. Full, right side, doesn't care. He's on the safety right now, and Saxel struggling with his maze entry as well. A lot
Wow.
of struggling. I've
Maybe
never seen anyone be this low on health trying to get to the first red coin.
Maybe he got nervous. We did get a raid from Big Simp himself. Thank you very much, sir. Checking out the last little bit of this race. It's a nail biter for sure.
Okay, Saxel died,
He
and he's
gets
pushed from the
Wow.
bottom. He's off the ledge. Bob, I'm walking down with Saxel,
Wow. The-
watching him from below.
That's revenge there. You killed my brother during bomb clip. Taking revenge here at the end. Showing him
It
who's
is
boss.
not Saxel's night right now. I have never seen anything that crazy on red coins in my life.
Super rich. We were talking about how safe it was. Now we're kind of second guessing ourselves.
All right, Saxel finally done with red coins after a few technical issues.
That hurts.
Yeah, that really does hurt. I think that Poke has that overwhelming lead again, but okay, he struggled doing his side flip there.
He
Could have
was able to
fallen
back
off.
it up there.
Yeah, kicks are definitely a good backup for anything.
Here comes where that invisible wall is.
Oh, right here by this box.
Yes.
You can avoid this actually fairly simply.
Done and done. Heading up, grabbing this last box. TTC 100. He's got to feel good after this.
Ooh,
Kind of a breather.
this star's really high. He's gonna have to side flip ground pound. Yep. A little bit of time loss for Poke, but still solid enough for TikTok Clock 100 coin. Okay, he tried to long jump wall kick off of the pillar there, but that can be pretty tough. Okay, yeah, Thwomp not lined up. Oh, interesting backup, but I think that was slower than just waiting for the Thwomp and then doing side flip double jump ground pound. But
I think
you
so.
know. And Poke, also, I don't know if he got the Toad before. I think he did do Toad before TikTok Clock. So
I'm
I think
not
Poke is
sure.
up a full TikTok Clock 100 coin, which is a little bit more than a minute. Oh, get a hand first. Poke eating that ice cream cone the wrong
Bottom
way.
up. Yeah, see,
the wrong way.
and he may regret it later on. Simple falls.
I'm saying, like, it's gonna happen. One of these players that does bottom up time moving for TikTok Clock, they're gonna fall down and grab a get a hand that they've already done.
All right.
Oh, ice cream sandwich from Poke. He's going
Another
bottom,
ice cream
top,
sandwich.
middle.
Looks like Saxel's finishing up his 100 coin here, trying to make up time. Star
But-
not as high as what
Poke-
Poke had to deal with.
Definitely grinding the gears of the commentators' clocks right now
Seriously.
with his star order. Definitely poking us in our sides.
Ooh. Very
Okay,
nice.
see,
Whoa,
okay.
That's
I
exactly-
thought he was gonna like go into the get a hand star for a second.
That's exactly what you were talking about. Misjudging that. It
Yeah,
would have been
this-
perfect.
This movement into roll in the cage here, if you like overshoot it and you fall off, you fall right into get a hand. So that's why kids always do your stars top down in TikTok Clock.
Always eat your ice cream from the top. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, you could do roll in the cage before pendulums. That's not as big a deal, I feel like.
Right.
That would be kind of like licking around the base of the cone to stop, the melting.
And I can see that. But
I
you're
feel
not
like- So
taking a
like,
huge chomp.
yeah, if you take too long to get to the top of your cone, pendulum, then you have to lick the base of your cone.
Breaking new ground here. on ice cream eating. Moving bars will work even though they're stationary. Poke only got one more star left.
Yeah, Saxel's still trucking through, and he misses his time moving triple jump wall kick, and he's dead. Yeah.
Wow. Catching
Not
the edge.
spacing it right there to get onto the stairs. Saxel looking a little saksdal today.
I see that.
His skills, you know, a little rusty perhaps. I'm not sure, he's been playing a lot, so I don't know.
Go
He's
back through.
not looking in form. Yeah, he's
No
down
option.
to get a hand now. This is the problem, kids. Very nice back. Okay, not very nice backup from Saxel. He's dead. That's the problem with doing get a hand first, guys. I'm just saying. We saw it. We saw it today.
Instead of having that option,
He bites the bottom of the cone, and then the ice cream scoops just fall on the ground.
fall on the ground. Dad yelling at
And
you.
slides on the top and falls off. That can happen sometimes if you're a little bit too fast to the platforms, actually. You just slide at the top.
Poke heading into bits here. Barring any major mistakes, this one may be in the bag.
Poke is in the driver's seat. He is, you know, very experienced. Has the Class A license, seatbelt plugged in, airbags ready. You know, cruise control on the highway right now. He's got snacks.
Ooh, snacks. Playing it safe here, going over those wood blocks instead of
Constantly checking his mirrors. You know, an SUV tried to block him in between a truck, so he struggled a little bit there.
But it's not happening today.
Saxel trying to do moving reds. Things not going so well. Yeah, Saxel just deciding to jump off instead.
Oh.
Tippy really causing Saxel a lot of issues in this race. Poke ready for Bowser.
Poke is good for his first one. Saxdal getting manhandled here in TTC, deciding to jump off once again.
Okay, Bowser barely touching that bomb. Poke ran all the way over to run defense on the Bowser, but Bowser just ended up barely touching the bomb.
And that's going to be it. GG to Poke. We're going to see if we can get him in on the call for an interview. Great performance as Saxdal is finishing up his run here in TTC.
Yeah, 53.08. That is a little bit over a minute slower than Poke's PB, so fairly solid showing here for a race. And Saxdal's dead again on moving reds.
Just over and over, getting bodied, getting beat.
Definitely just not Saxdal's night.
Time is not on his side in the time of the race or here in TikTok clock.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if we can get Poke here in the channel for a quick interview.
Yo, hey Poke.
Was good.
Congratulations on your win. 53.08, not too bad considering the 2 save and quits that we saw. And the swinging in the breeze too. Were you PB pace going into Tippy?
Yeah, I was probably like super PB paced.
Even after the TTM save and quit?
Yeah, probably.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Like, even with the save and quits to 2 deaths, I still got a 53 in my PB being like 51, 54.
51, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strong showing. I mean, 53, were you hoping for a 53 just going into the race? Like, I feel like a 53 is like good if your PB's a high 51.
Yeah. Like, 53 to 54 is usually what my average is. So I think it's like I do a tongue on no reset runs. So I think that helped for me to get like a high average. I mean, a low average.
Awesome showing from you today. GG, definitely a redemption from your last race. Even with those save and quits, you were able to come out and pull out the W for sure.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, any thoughts going into, you know, the rest of the bracket here? Maybe a confidence booster perhaps from this race?
Oh yeah. You know, I didn't think I would make it this far, honestly. But that's crazy.
You know, the viewers at home want to know if you were streaming at your TV when you saved and quit.
Yeah. You know, I almost threw my controller, but that's about it. You know?
Yeah, good thing you didn't throw it. It could have broken on you.
Yeah.
I know a lot of speedrunners who have broken their controller in rage. So I'm glad that we saw you finish with such a solid time. Congrats to you on the win. Hope to see more from you in the bracket as soon as we can. Shout outs again to Vi.GG. You could have bet on Poke.
You
Definitely an upset here. A Sexel with the better PB. But it just goes to show, you know, anything can happen in these GSA races. It's definitely fun to see. You know, dark horses come out, and we will be switching over to the next race in just a moment. It's going to be Triforce TK versus Liam Kings.
It's gonna be a banger. You gotta stick around for this one. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be the rematch of the nonstop 70 grand finals, but in regular 70 star. And I would wager that regular 70 star is more up Liam Kings' alley, so maybe he can get the revenge punch here.
I am agreeing with you on that, but to tell you the truth, Triforce has really been grinding out this 70 star, walking through it. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised with this matchup.
Yeah. So stay tuned, everybody, and we will be switching over to that race in just a second, and we will be right back.